Hello everyone, how is every little thing? Professor Conscience here. Say hello, nonsense. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. We're coming to you from the bowling alley. Nathan has gone bowling. He's in the gentleman's room right now. We're not sure when he'll be back, but he asked us to record the podcast without him while he was away momentarily. And, well, first of all, we would like to say that if you're not following the comic strip, please follow the comic strip on ConsAndNonsMag.wordpress.com. You can easily find the website by going to ConsAndNons.com and then clicking on magazine in the menu. That's ConsAndNons.com, ConsAndNons. Very simple. Yeah, you don't want to lecture people. I think they understand that it's simple. I think they get it. Cons and Nons is short for conscience and nonsense. You don't want to over-explain everything to the people out there. I'm not trying to be condescending. Get it? Condescending. Or non-descending. Oh, Stephen, I didn't see you there. I did not realize you had come with us. Well, you guys are my conscience and my nonsense. So, like, anywhere you go, I can't be far behind. Unless the two of you are in a comic by yourselves and I'm taking a nap somewhere and I don't show up. But then, if I am asleep, I'm dreaming about you, and that's where that whole thing comes from. Really is good to be here. Thanks for stepping in while Nate was away. Absolutely, no problem at all. I wonder if Nathan will let us bowl along with him. He would have to come up to the line and bowl and pretend to be me because we're not real people and we don't actually exist. Not that we have to keep explaining that. I think Nate wants us to explain that because he's afraid people are going to think that since he is schizophrenic, schizoaffected, if you will, that he believes we're real and that he thinks that we exist and is rather confused and not taking his medication, but he does take his medication. Let me be the first one to reassure everyone that he absolutely does accept help, which is very important to him, for that to be part of the narrative here. Oh yeah, you gotta get help. You need help, you gotta get help. I mean, you got stuff going on. Just because we're here doesn't mean something's terribly wrong and that Nate needs serious help. I mean, it's okay to have an imagination. It's okay to come up with zany characters like us and have a comic strip and a website and a podcast. Gives him something productive to do with his time, I say. Oh yeah, totally. I'm proud of the dude, which is kind of weird, but anyway, I'm just glad to be here. And life's going good. Things are going good in the comic strip. And I'm like trying to be a role model too, as Nate's creation in the comic strip. Your buddy Steve here, accepting help and letting people who care about me, not put me in a facility, so to speak, but just agree to voluntarily go to a ward that's a little bit better than the other ward that I was in, but this time, it's voluntary and it's, it's not like high security with all these guards around. I mean, there's security. It's a secure place, but, to be sure, but it's a relaxed atmosphere. It's a good atmosphere, and, I'm gonna be okay. And I'm glad I got you guys, and I'm glad that the comic strip shows what it's like to be, mentally different. I'm not gonna use the ill term anymore. I'm just gonna stop doing that. We're gonna stop doing that. We're gonna talk about people who have a diagnosis, and hopefully everybody knows what that means. There's other stuff you can be diagnosed with, but it's one thing to say you have a diagnosis. It's another thing to say, oh, you're mentally, I'm not even going to finish the sentence, because it's not very nice. And it's come to be kind of like a pejorative, wouldn't you say? Oh, yes, I wholeheartedly agree. And there is such a stigma. There is such a stigma around the whole thing. Actually, oh, if you see things, if you hear voices, you need some serious help. And to be sure, some people do need help. And some people do present dangerous situations. And sometimes things get a little out of hand. But, as long as someone wants help and wants to do the right thing and wants to be more comfortable and get assistance with whatever troubles them, that's really the most important thing. And I think that's the mission Nathan is on, is to let people know that it's quite alright to ask for help, to get help, and to be healthy, and there's no stigma. There should not be a stigma attached to these things. I think we can all agree about that. Oh yeah, I can agree that the food at this bowling alley is really awesome stuff. And that reminds me, back before Nate moved to a new town, new people, new bowling alley, new everything, life got a lot better, it did get a lot better. But there was a bowling alley at the old place, old hangout up there, and people were super cool, they were super cool. They were super cool with Nate, even though, there were times where he got a little frustrated and maybe acted a little different and didn't always fit in, maybe even stuck out like a sore thumb sometimes. But, everybody respected him at the bowling alley. And that, that really meant a lot, and it means a lot to me. And, I'm gonna get all teary-eyed, which isn't very becoming of a cute little devil, but, it happens. And anyway, I just wanted to kind of make the point that it's really awesome that people want to be your friend when you got a diagnosis, like Steve said. When somebody wants to be a friend and they're a good friend, you guys are my friends, and y'all are special. And I wish I had more girlfriends, but that's another thing altogether. We'll get right on that nonsense. Yeah, sure. Everyone wishes they could have more friends, I suppose. Although I'm sure there are some people who don't want to be bothered. But I'm glad that we've got good, close friends and a close family. And I'm glad to be here with you guys. And I hope Nathan bowls a good few games tonight. He used to bowl quite a few games before, let me tell you. He would spend all day at the bowling alley, quite the mania that he used to have, and that's no exaggeration. It really was a symptom of mania. The time and money he spent on bowling, he's got more balance in his life now. Well, at any rate, I suppose that, he comes now. I suppose it's time to sign off, and we'll bid everyone good evening. Oh, but there is one more thing. We're working on something new, and we are going to be, as a team, coming up with storyboards. We are going to be coming up with storyboards. We'll have on this YouTube channel, ConsAndNons, We will have little movies. Well, they won't really move. There'll be storyboards. Don't expect animation. There'll be no animation. Don't expect animation. We'll have little storyboards, and you'll have more pictures to look at while the story is being told. We're not an expensive animation studio, but we will have more storyboards that will be voiced over the way these podcasts, and a little something for everyone. Check us out, Cons and Nons, all over the place, social media. Perhaps not all of social media, but quite a bit of it. And do go visit the website, ConsAndNons.com, ConscienceAndNonsense.com, and well, that's it for the time being. Say goodnight, Nate. I think we've covered everything. Oh, hey, what did I miss, guys? Good night. So you wrapped it all up? You touched all the bases? You got all the key points? Yes. Oh, yeah, we covered everything. Hey, Nate, we gotta bowl some games, buddy. We gotta get up there and bowl some. We gotta loosen up. We gotta start stretching and loosen up. Yeah, Nate, let's go, man. Let's have a little four-person team here, man. You, me, Professor, Little Devil Nonsense. Let's go, bud. Alright, guys, sounds like a good time. Well, thanks for doing that. I appreciate it very much. Alright, folks, good night.